All right. Quick video. This thing on? Yeah. Actually, this might be a little bit too close to me even. All right, quick video. This is for Tony. This is his account, Cousin Cosmic. He asked me to watch some replays for him. I've pre-watched these, so I think I know mostly what I'm getting into. I didn't watch all of his replays, all of his most recent games.
Don't expect me to be a pushover.
He asked me to take a look and see what the issue is, where it is that he's really finding some issues. And already, how many times has Honda jumped?
Don't expect me to be a pushover.
Round start. Jump in heavy punch. Okay. He blocks it. Good. Good stand block. Jumps again. On this arc, this should cross him up. I was wrong. It doesn't cross him up. Standing heavy punch, and then he blocks the low. This is good defense so far. But look at the drive gauge. This time it does cross up. Body splash. I believe this hit cross up. Because as we can see, he is holding back. Holding back the whole time. Four jumps, one Shoryu. Why? Why drive impact? This man has jumped 4 out of 4 interactions. And you tried a grounded drive impact at that range. This Honda's going to take this round, and Tony's going to answer back with 2 rounds right back to back right after. But look at how many times this Honda's jumped, uncontested. Do something. Air to air, Shoryu, stand block into your own Shoryu. Like, this has got to start. You got to be able to fight the Moon Shoes people in Bronze, Silver, Gold. If they jump every interaction, yes, Shoryu. There you go, a real compliment. Okay.
Bad mistake.
Jump. Nice. I wouldn't even feel bad about this. What is this, level? Is this level 1 or level 2? I think that was level 2. And it did almost no damage. So don't even worry about that. I would worry about that, though. You should not be ending your block strings in Shoryu.
Yeah. You can't beat me.
Okay, barrel drive impact to start. You went for air to air, but you didn't press a button. Okay, good combo. You're burnt out. Hardly matters. Good Shoryu. At the end of the day, you won this game because, one, you're playing a lot better than this person. That's good. But 2, you had real punishes. Like, it doesn't matter how many times this Honda jumps in on you if he can't do anything off of those jump-ins. If he was landing an aerial into, like, a full combo, he only needed to do that, like, 3 or 4 times. But he wasn't. He was just, like, jumping in, hitting something. So your defense wasn't the worst, but you do need to anti-air. Every time that somebody jumps and they land on you, they get stuff for free. Even if that thing is just putting you into block stun, like, a more competent player would have been putting you into block stun, grabbing you. Like, you have to challenge in the air. It doesn't matter how you do it. You can air to air, you can anti-air with Shoryu, you can anti-air with crouching heavy punch. You can even dash under. Dash under would have been a fine response. Like if you had just been like, yeah, F it. Like Tatsu under, dash under, like anything. But you got to anti-air. You cannot let these people just moon shoes all over you like this. Okay, the other two matches we're gonna watch. I'm not gonna watch this, or I have never watched, as you can see, the second match for this guy. Like, you won that one too. I'm assuming that you adjusted, but what I'm interested in is watching these games against this guy, Stop Killin', and this Chun-Li player, Combat Agent 6. So we're gonna watch all three of those because I do have notes for those. In both of these matches, you won round 1, and then you lost 2 consecutive rounds. So let's take a look at it.
Gotta do round 1.
Alright, so this is the round, or the game that you won. So far, pretty good. Okay, this right here. You are in hit stun. You were grabbed. What is this? You are smashing the grab button. But not just the grab button. You're hitting the 2 buttons together. You're like hitting grab repeatedly, and you're getting light kick, grab, and punch out of it. These don't matter. These inputs don't matter. So on one hand, like, it's fine, but later in this video, you're gonna see why it's totally not fine. Okay, so this is a good jump in. You got a light instead of a, you could have gotten a heavy, but you thought you might be crossing up. You didn't cross up, you landed on the right side of him. So, but that's still okay. Like, you got the hit, you got the punish counter. You did not get the follow-up because the light does not put them into enough hit stun. The like reaching down heavy punch would have been better in this specific situation. That's okay, it's defendable because you thought you were gonna cross up.
Not so bad.
Oh wait, this is him. So he's the one jumping. Sorry, I got confused for a second. So he jumps in. You got the block. You see him turn red. You challenge with crouch light kick or crouch medium kick. I think that's crouch medium kick. Yeah, that's crouch medium kick. So that's not cancelable. And if it is cancelable, you did not cancel it into anything. You just went for second crouch medium kick. You never pressed the drive impact button. I see that you did here. Okay. Kind of jumping on him. That's good. Right, you challenged the overhead. Good round.
That's right.
Round 2. Fight.
Shoryuken.
Round start light Shoryu. I'm gonna assume that that was a Hado that didn't come out. You're losing the drive impact game against this guy pretty bad. Alright, what's the punish? That was pretty weak for a punish after a whipped short. Good answer back. You don't get critical art damage, but that's okay.
Bet that hurt.
The important thing here is that you apply it all 3 bars to the meter. You could have done it in a more efficient way, like level 1, level 2. but it's going to be enough to take the round.
Grandpa, my turn.
I don't think you intended to jump over Shoryu there. Like, I don't think that was a call out. Like, you're like, this guy's going to Shoryu, and then you jumped, but it worked out, so it's fine. That's a good example of allowing your opponent to make a mistake. The jump wasn't like tremendously risky either. So like the fact that he Shoryu'd
Come on.
under it by
Don't
doing
expect me to be
the
a
I think that was
pushover.
EX version, like all that was fine.
Hadouken!
Okay. Starts off with punish counter Hado.
Let's get you.
Kind of get mobbed a little bit here. Challenging back. I think you could have gotten a lot more off of that jab. Okay, he's in burnout. So how do you play when your opponent's in burnout? Walk up, grab, and you jump out of it.
Not so fast.
Drive impact's good. I think you could have gotten a little bit more damage off of that. You get the stun. Good. All in all, really good round.
That's right.
Not really a lot of mistakes with that round at all. Let's see how he adjusts here, though. You have a little bit of a meter advantage here. Got the stun, or you got the crush, but you could follow up. I was a little surprised by the crush too, so it's not that big of a deal. He does not mess it up though. He gets the full like 50 your health on it.
Up and over. Hadouken. Heat it up. Eye on the prize.
You needed to do a lot more than that as the punish. That's a big drop there. Like you could have smoked him. You had 2 bars of meter at least. Like that was a big issue. The biggest issue with this set of 3 is that your opponent is picking up momentum and you're not really doing very much to stop it. Instead of trying to like match him or to try to slow the game down, you're kind of just like playing into his rhythm like quite a lot. Alright. He's used all of his meter. You've got 3 bars of meter. This is fine, but it's pretty heavily scaled. I think that you might have wanted to let that combo finish and then try to apply your meter a little differently. Because now you're burnt out. I'm gonna assume that was a misinput. Like it's not what you wanted to have happen because it largely threw you this game. That's a tough beat. Maybe you wanted the EX to try to get on the other side of him. But I think that was pretty risky regardless. Like you weren't in a great position. You were burnt out and he wasn't. But you'd like kept things pretty competitive.
Gotta do this.
And he was like 1 mistake away from
Don't
dying.
expect me to be a pushover.
And then you just like threw it with that air tatsu.
Let's get it.
This is round 3. So here, it's pretty classic Tonyism. You didn't respect his wake up option like at all.
Let's get it.
It's not that much. Like, truly, like, to be honest. He spent 2 bars of meter. You were at full health. So this isn't a critical mistake. But he's getting quite a lot of corner carry off of it. Air to airs you. He's shoving you into the corner. And that's where you die.
That's right.
Round 2.
And then this final round. This is what I mean about momentum. Run up overhead. Dragon Lash. You do the corner swap. You try to drive reversal light. He blocked it. And then
Try and stop me.
he just does run like Flame Tatsu. This isn't even an EX. This is just run Flame Tatsu, and you don't block it.
Wins.
So the 3 things I want you to take away from this set of 3 is 1, your defense. When you are getting sucked into other people's like offense, your defense just breaks down. You just keep trying to challenge and try to slug back. Instead of blocking and waiting for them to do something that's unsafe on your block, like that's what you're doing. The what's it called? Drive reversal isn't the worst idea, but you cannot drive reversal a light. If you drive reversal something that they can recover from quickly enough, they will block your drive reversal and then they will smoke you. You did a good job with applying meter. You could have done a more efficient job. Level 3s are not the most efficient way of cashing in on damage. It might have been better for you to do level 1s and level 2s with those 3 bars of meter to push more damage when your opponent had that much health. Level 3s are great for closing out a round, especially when you're coming from behind with critical arts, but they're not the most efficient. You should be looking for some combos that you can finish with level 1 or level 2, and you should develop those to make sure that you have a breadth of options instead of always trying to end in level 3, because if it doesn't end up killing your opponent, you could have been better served with it ending in a level 1 or a level 2. I'm assuming a couple of your Whiff Shoryus that match were misinputs. We'll get into your inputs here in a little bit with the Chun-Li match. But cleaning up your inputs is going to help you quite a bit with getting what it is that you want more. And when I say cleaning up your inputs, I have like specific notes based on something that I mentioned earlier. Especially when you're in hit stun and you are mashing. Like during last match, it was very apparent you're doing it with like your 2 lights. But in this match, I think you do it with all 4 of your face buttons. So that parry is fine. You parried way early, so you ended up taking drive damage regardless. Like if you parry, like the drive gauge starts coming down, you need to parry a little later, and you should either walk up on the fireball so that the opponent is not creating like this much distance, or you should just jump over it. Like this isn't a huge thing. Like this amount of chip damage on your drive gauge is like almost nothing, but every little bit adds up over the course of a 96 second match. It's not like this match goes to time or anything, but it's something to consider. Like already it's back. Okay, Wake Up Harry gets called out by grab. A few times this set, they do go for the air grabs. When you find, or what's troubling is that sometimes they jump and then you jump after them and they air grab you. If you're responding to their jump, you should be responding with a rising attack, like rising medium punch or rising heavy punch, like something. So the fact that they can respond to your jump after they've jumped before they've committed to something is troubling. Okay. I'm not sure what this Chun-Li is doing, because they don't want to be at this range. Their fireball is worse than yours. And you're not recognizing that and throwing fireballs. Your fireball goes all the way across the screen. Theirs doesn't. Once again, you end a string with light Shoryu. So this must have been a misinput or something, because you just did drive rush light Shoryu. Why are you doing so much light Shoryu also? Like, it doesn't look like you're going for, like, EX Shoryu. Quite a few times you are kind of donked over by, like, misinputting your Shoryu. Like, you're almost always going for light. The especially when medium or heavy will either do more damage, like be better advantage state, will actually reach your opponent. Like some of these anti-airs, you're going for light Shoryu,
Bad
and
mistake.
they're pretty far away from me. I'll try to point them out when I see them. Okay, that's a good grab. Air throw. Drive impact.
Shoryuken.
Another light Shoryu. Light punch, light Shoryu. Another light Shoryu.
Hadouken. Sora.
Take the round though.
Yeah. You can't beat me.
Round 2. Fight.
Good grab. They're not doing a very good job of anti-airing you either. Okay, so remember that string there. This Chun-Li does EX spinning bird kick into the anti-air double down kick move. Later in this set, they'll go for this and whiff.
Coming at ya.
Or something interesting about this particular interaction as well.
Shoryuken. Hadouken.
So you got light punch, or crouching light, standing light. This Hado here is a punish counter. This is not a third hit in a combo. So the reason that this does so much damage is because they got a reset. They started pressing buttons, and your Hado hit their buttons.
Coming at ya. Bring in the heat. Shinru.
Burnt out, sliver of health.
Hadouken.
You could have just thrown another Hado. You didn't have to jump in.
Wins.
Doesn't matter. You got 2 rounds on them. You won. But that's a pretty large part of how you did so much damage there. All right, we got 2 more games to watch. So after that round 1 victory, there were 2 consecutive losses
Gotta
to this
do
Chun-Li.
this. Round 1. Fight.
Hadouken.
Round start EX Hado. Good jump in.
Shoryuken.
They corner themselves with this. This is not a real anti-air. When you get a jump in on somebody, if they drive impact, you have to be able to have your finger on the drive impact button. Drive impact is not a real anti-air. They just went for down kick to like follow up EX spinning bird kick, and that kept you from eating quite a little bit more damage. They backed up completely because they whiffed their combo. This Chun-Li is burnt out. You were not burnt out. When I first saw this clip, I thought you were burnt out because of the way that you played right after this.
Try and stop.
Just because they're burnt out doesn't mean that you can go for chip immediately. Yes, they have quite a lot of time for their drive gauge to come back, but it's not like they have no health. If they're on a sliver of health, you could have done a play like this and it would have been fine. Instead,
Prepare yourself.
they're now about a third of the way through their drive gauge. They jumped first.
Try and stop.
Grab.
Good enough.
Now watch. She jumps. Then you jump.
Sora. Try and stop.
Block, block, block. Grab.
Escape.
She jumps. Then you jump. Instead of jumping with a rising attack, like any button here, if you had pressed it pretty quickly after jumping would swat her out of the air, she is free to grab you. By this time, you're holding medium kick. It's too late. She already put in her grab a frame ago. So now she has the corner, but she backs up into a pretty obvious fireball because of how her inputs are for it. Light shore you from the corner at that range does not hit. If you had done medium or heavy or EX shore you would have swatted her out of the air. She's recovered. And then an EX fireball from her takes it.
Now you understand. Don't underestimate me.
Round 2. Fight.
How's this? Shoryuken!
I'm coming for you! Lightning kick! Too easy! Gotcha!
How's this? Shoryuken!
Okay, so the Dragon Lash, the heavy Dragon Lash is plus on block. It's on hit. I don't know what the follow-up to this is, but you're doing the inputs as if she blocked, like you're just hitting lights at her.
Shoryuken!
Yeah, I'm showing all. So I think it might be neutral.
Hadouken! Shoryuken!
Another light shore you here. It's the crush
Shoryuken!
for follow-up.
Kikoken! Spinning burn! Lightning kick!
Pay attention!
Okay, good drive impact.
For nothing!
And you spend 3 bars a meter and take the round. This puts you a pretty significant meter advantage going into round 3. I think that this was fine. I think this was good to spend because you have a whole round to garner some up. You might still get a level 1 or something. Lose the drive impact game. Pretty significant. If you're winning the meter war now. Level 1, block it all. You really should have parried that instead of blocking it. You'd be up way higher in your drive gauge. By like a lot. And the drive gauge here is the limiting factor. If you had parried the level 1 super, you'd be in such a much better spot.
Chun-Li wins.
Alright, we got one more to look through. I know this video is probably already going to be 30 minutes long. And I don't plan on doing a lot of video editing.
Gotta do this.
Round 1. Fight.
But something that I've alluded to earlier. Also, you should not feel... oh, holy moly.
Kikoken!
Whoops.
Gotta do this.
Round 1.
You should not feel terrifically bad about this round start here. This is the very first time they've done this. They did EX Sensho. You tried to challenge with a EX hot. So they got a counter hit. You both spent 2 bars a meter. They did almost no damage. Like, it's whatever.
Gotcha! Come here! Shoryuken!
Pretty good. Both of you are low on drive gauge here. Good parry. Good Shoryu. Another light Shoryu, by the way.
Kikoken!
Okay, now you're both burnt out.
Too easy.
Good. Took the round. Here, you recognized that when you're both burnt out, your fireballs are better, and you should just be cranking them out. That was a strange grab. Good jump in. Another light Shoryu that didn't reach. If you'd done EX or you'd done heavy, that would have reached.
An opening.
And I think this is the round
Now you understand.
where your habit of mashing those buttons when you get hit translates into a whip grab here. In addition, pay attention to the meter this round.
Kikoken! Gotta act quick! Spinning bird kick!
Okay. You whipped the Shoryu unpunished. It's okay though.
How's that? Got something for you!
Alright, so they've cashed in level 3.
Sorted right.
You still have 3 bars of meter.
How's that?
You get hit. Alright. Good Shoryu. Light Shoryu. Whoops.
Chun-Li wins!
Gotta do this.
Round 1.
Go back to that one more time really quick.
Final round. Fight!
Prepare yourself.
Alright. Sorry about that. Good jump in. Down right, down right. You for sure meant to do this, Shoryu. This was not a misinput. You press the button when you hit down right. Maybe you were going for Hado, but like look at the inputs. Right, down right, down right is when you press to punch. Light Shoryu. And it didn't even matter. Like they didn't even like punish you directly after the Shoryu. But most importantly, you died that round with 3 bars of meter. Maybe you were trying to do light Shoryu into cancel into level 3, but that still wasn't in like kill range either. So the biggest things to take away, you are mashing on being hit, and I couldn't pinpoint it, but there was some time during one of these 3 matches where you woke up grabbed and whiffed because of your habit of mashing all 4 of your buttons on wake up or on being hit, and you just like kept doing it for too long, and it translated into like lost frames, lost advantage. I don't think you got hit because of it because they were too far away, but it was a big issue. You did not cash in on your meter in that 3rd round. If you had done so, you probably would have stood a much better chance winning against this Chun-Li in that round. And in the Ken matches, light Shoryus. There were moments where you had 3 bars a meter and you cashed in on 3 bars a meter, and it would have been more efficient for you to space it out, like level 1, level 2, or 3 level 1s over the course of it, because you had a lot of life to get through. Like, level 3ing somebody on a combo and they're at full health is not going to win you the round. It's always correct, and I even pointed out when you did it, to go ahead and like take the round, cash in on the meter, and like fight it out in the next round. But when it's a third round situation, like just cashing in on your level 3 is not as efficient as you need for it to be in order to win like the round in the match. And finally, like I said, the Honda, you got to anti-air. In all 3 of these matches, they were not doing a great job of anti-airing either. That's because you're in silver. You got to be better than them. You got to anti-air. I don't care how you do it. Like, look at the out of the 3 of them, the Chun-Li did the best. They were consistently air throwing you, and that's pretty big. But they really only did it like 3 or 4 times. There are plenty of other jumps that you did that you got in on them with, which is fine for you. For them, not so much. And for you, you cannot let your opponents continually jump in on you because of how massive the advantage is that they gain from it. I hope this helps. These are the things that I would work on the most. Anti-airing, meter management. You had good points in your meter management. You had poor points in your meter management. It's something to check up on and work up on, though. Investigate your Shoryus. You almost always light Shoryu, especially in neutral. Stop always doing light Shoryu. You need to mix in some heavies. You need to mix in some EXs. Like, you have 4 different kinds of Shoryus. You got light, medium, heavy, and EX, and they have different ranges. There were plenty of times that you went for light Shoryu when it was not optimal. And finally, just defense. Like, when that Ken started getting going, I'm pretty sure, got 4 consecutive rounds on you. It was like win, loss, win. Win, loss, 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 loss. He just sucked you into his rhythm, and you did not slow the game down. You didn't even try to slow the game down. You weren't checking his dry rushes. You weren't waiting for, watching for, and being patient for the drive impact game. And you weren't blocking. Like, near the end, in that final round, you just didn't block. He literally just ran up Tatsu'd you. Slow the game down sometimes. Take a breather. Figure out what your opponent's trying to do. Make them uncomfortable. Do not let them just get comfortable and just start swinging. Alright, hope this helps.